Hello, Jen Houghton. Welcome to Fly the Coop. I'm so excited to have you here today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Fabulous. Everybody, Jen is the owner of Decorating with Grace, a remarkable, remarkable business model. And I'm so excited to share with everybody what you do, and your growth has been so amazing to watch you, Jen. So, Jen, share with everybody Decorating with Grace, where it came from, who you have on the team, and who you
Well,
are.
sure. The story is pretty fun. I never even wanted to become a business owner. This was never my goal or my dream or my thought. And it just kind of fell in my lap, which is pretty amazing to watch something grow out of absolutely nothing. I was in marketing for about 13 years before I became a stay-at-home mom.
Oh,
So I was a stay-at-home mom with my 3 kids for
wow.
about a year and a half.
You're a busy
Drove
mommy.
everyone crazy. That was not my calling whatsoever. And I just needed to get out and talk to people and adults. And so I just had to do something. I was telling my friends that I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to get back into marketing. I loved real estate, but I didn't think becoming an agent was probably what I needed to do at that time with 3 little kids. And
Right.
so they just said, why don't you just come decorate my house? And I did it for free, just for fun, my friend's house. And then their neighbors started asking to hire me to do it. And so I got a nanny, paid the nanny $12.50 an hour. All I had to do was make $12.50 an hour, and that was it. Like just a wash. I just needed to get out of the house a couple times a week. And so I did that a few times. Then I was like, well, I need a name for this company. And I didn't really put a lot of thought into it because I didn't really think it'd be anything more than just decorating a few people's houses a few times a year.
Yeah.
So I looked up Decorating with Grace because my daughter's name is Grace and there wasn't a website yet. So I was like, I'll do that. And then I went to Fiverr.com, which is like a logo company based in India, I think. And you literally just send them what you kind of like. And I made a logo for $5.
That's awesome.
That's their logo. And I still like it. And so then all of a sudden a realtor called me and was like, do you stage houses? I was like, yeah, I stage houses. I had no clue what staging a house was. I just thought, I've been to open houses and it looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I took everything out of my own house, rented a U-Haul, and staged a house that was in Excelsior, Minnesota. It was on the market for months. I want to say 9 months or something like that.
Yep.
We staged it. The first stage took 3 whole days.
Wow.
Now we can whip them out in an hour. But 3 days we staged it and it sold within the first week.
The reason for new staging, everybody.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And it was a huge transformation. It was so much fun. It was me, my mom, and my stepdad that did it. And we had no clue what we were doing.
Wow.
So then this realtor just told all his friends. I started meeting with different agents and saying, yep, I stage houses. And I was just full confidence. And so when I get a house to stage, I would just run and buy a whole house worth of furniture and then stage it the next day. So it kind of just grew, and all of a sudden we had 12 houses staged, and I'm like, whoa, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
Wow.
So I got a warehouse, and that's still to this day our warehouse, which we've probably quadrupled, if not, I don't know. We're so far out of this warehouse, but typically everything's coming in and out that it doesn't cause too much of a problem.
Right.
But yeah, so then we've started with our team. So I work with Deb, who is my mom.
Yep,
she was
she's
kind of
amazing.
the first one to come on. And she really does a lot of our consults. So she'll go in and just talk about editing the home for getting it ready for the market and for photos, because pictures are the key. And, just living in a home is totally different than selling your home and living in it to sell it. And we always say, once your house doesn't feel like your house anymore, that's when it's ready for the market. So it's just a very different thing. And so that's what Deb does. She'll go in and do like a 2-hour consult. Well, they'll walk around the entire house, move things around. They'll say, like, remove this chair, let's paint this wall, new light fixtures. And then we provide a detailed report after that for the homeowners to do if we didn't get to it at that time. So
Right.
she does a lot of those. And then Wally, my stepdad, he was kind of the second to join. And he's our warehouse manager. So he just, I mean, he was a businessman, so professional. He owned hotels and managed hotels his whole life, retired, and now this is his lifelong dream.
Oh my
He
gosh,
cleans
that's
toilets for his
amazing.
stepdaughter. Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
it's so cute. And he fixes everything, and he's at the warehouse every day, cleaning it, getting it all ready for us to come. And us stagers are like toddlers. We'll just throw stuff all over, and then Wally
Right.
comes and picks it up the next day.
Oh my
And
God.
then, yeah, the third person to join was Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
So Cassie is kind of my right-hand girl. She's our senior stager. She and her and I met at Home Goods when we were both decorators. We were fighting over a clock for a client. And
That's great.
I was like, this is for a client of mine. She's like, me too. And she won it because she's more aggressive than me. Just kidding. But we swapped cards. And then about 6 months later, we met for coffee. And she was like, I'm getting into staging now. It's way better. And so I started staging, she was staging. And then all of a sudden we just decided, let's just merge and do this together.
That's
So
amazing.
we've been together for probably about 5 years, and literally we're best friends. We talk 20 times a day, and she's just amazing, and she is so talented. So, and then we've just had a lot of other people jump on, like Nikki is another stager of ours. We've been friends for a really long time, and I just asked her if she wanted to join the team. She's a fantastic decorator, and she's a hard worker. And then we have a lot of other people that have joined as well.
You
And
have
about a
massive
year
growth.
ago, yeah, now I think we have like 14 of us. We
Mm-hmm.
have like admin people. And but about a year ago I started a moving company because I was trying to hire movers every single day for all of our stagers, and it was just so hard to find a mover last minute, and we needed them daily, and we're paying $200 an hour for movers that were scary looking, and you never know who you're going to get.
No.
And they smell weird and like just weird stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a truck and hire my own guys.
Yeah.
So I
You've
kind
got
of
a great crew. A great
they
crew
are
of people.
amazing. Like they are little brothers. I plucked them kind of out of different moving companies that I really liked, and I knew them, and they've been movers for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
They're very professional. Literally, they're just like your family. It's just such a fun atmosphere, and like no one calls in sick. Everyone just like works so well together, and we're just a team, and it's just so fun.
And you did all of that in how many months? All of that growth from the point of creating decorating with Grace
Mhm.
to right now.
Yep. So I started decorating with Grace about 6 years ago. And then 5 years ago is when we really started staging.
Yeah,
So,
it's been
and we've
crazy.
literally doubled almost exactly every single year.
Amazing. That is a
Yeah.
remarkable, remarkable thing. So you are working the whole metro, the whole Twin Cities,
Yep. Yep. We
and
go
you
everywhere.
and you're
Yeah.
probably doing how many stages a day?
Well, on average in the summer, we were doing 4 a day. So we'd have 2 crews. We've had 3 crews at once.
Yeah.
I think we've done 5 in one day. I remember when I first started, I like did a budget. I'm like, oh, if I can just get 12 in a year, that would be amazing. Now it's like 12 in a week is no problem.
It is. Well, when you think about the moving parts that people don't really understand, first of all, the end result of what we're doing when we align ourselves with you is
Mhm.
transforming. And we are going to put up some before and after so people understand what we're talking
Yeah.
about, right? Because
Yeah.
it's pretty remarkable what we walk
It's
into.
so fun. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to see it transform right in front of your eyes in like 2 hours.
Mhm.
It's such a rewarding experience.
It really is.
But it's nothing like HGTV. It's not glamorous. People always
No, they
think
think
it's
it's
like,
glamorous, but
yeah,
it's gritty work. Like it's
but
hard physical
it's
work.
yeah. And you come home and your hands are black, and people's houses are a little dirtier than you expect them to be. And
Yeah.
like we've had a stage where baby mice were just born and they didn't know to be scared of people. And we just get there and all of a sudden these mice are running around our feet.
Yeah.
Or we've had, I mean, crazy, crazy stuff.
Crazy
Usually
stuff.
toilets are always broken. So there's no bathroom. It's just the weirdest
It is
thing.
such a
But
fascinating business that way. And until you have these interviews or go out and really show people what we see and do every day, they have no clue
no.
at all. None,
Mhm.
none whatsoever. So when you're navigating this before and after experience, so we can capture the images, right? And then we put all of these beautiful, because that's what sells now. It's all
Yeah.
about the images and photography.
Mhm.
We have a lot of clients that come back and say, "Oh my gosh, I wish I had done this years ago." And they don't want to sell. They love their home again, but of course they're going to sell. They do.
Yep.
And then we come back to you and say they'd love for you to do this to their next house.
Yep. We get that
Yeah.
all the time. Yes.
Yeah. So you're
Yep.
kind of designing still because
Yep.
you're
Exactly.
coming in on the back end to, on a budget, kind of
Mhm.
recreate
Yes.
the images that they fell in love with in their current home. So they've
Yep.
got that same kind of feel because
Mhm.
a lot of people surprisingly have a hard time navigating that,
Yes.
putting things
Yep.
together, right?
It, that's so true. And like just making your house feel like a home is so important. It just is calming and
Mhm.
relaxing and like just adding a couple lamps. There's no one has enough lamps in their house, I've noticed. And just to
Oh,
have that soft lighting or some greens or like a tree, it just changes it so much. And
changes it.
people
Yeah.
don't understand until it's there. And then they're like, wow, why didn't I
Mhm.
do this? And it doesn't
Uh-huh.
cost that much money to do to make your life just feel better at home.
So what do you see as a growth model? Are you going to go national? Are you going to expand in the Twin Cities? Like, have you
I
thought about
don't
that?
know. That's kind of been our thing lately. I mean, I have a couple other ideas of what I want to do and kind of tie in other like companies, probably something more like a one-stop shop where we can kind of be a contractor similar to what you do, where you have the maintenance person, you have
Right.
lighting, you have the cleaning people, and just kind of a one-stop shop where we can just come in and no one has to even think about doing that. We can just do that for
We
them.
can't have enough of those people right now.
Yeah, I
It's just,
know.
there's
Yeah.
such a labor challenge and it's orchestrating the layers in a manner that is synergistic, like there's
Mhm.
synergy in the whole thing
Yes. Yep.
and the rhythm. And if it's not working under one umbrella, it doesn't work out that way necessarily. And then there's delays and time is of the essence. We always
Yeah.
say that.
For
God
sure.
knows I've thrown enough business at you. Like, can you just fit this in? Can you just fit this in last
Oh
minute?
my gosh. I just remember last summer, it was me and Tracy were going back and forth, and it was like 3 stages a week for you. And it was just, wow. I'm like trying to organize them all. I'm like, okay, when is this one ready to destage? And it was just so fun. It caused me to grow so much, just how exciting and that was
It
and how
really is a
fast. Mhm.
fascinating thing. And the amount of personal property we're managing. I mean, it's an average square footage, I would say, is 2,500. And then
Yep.
on the big size homes, where we're dealing with those 7 to 10,000 square foot homes, which we do,
Yep.
it's a gigantic undertaking.
Huge. Yeah.
It's a huge undertaking in terms of inventory.
Yes. Yep. And even if on those 10,000 square foot homes, even if we're just doing an accessory stage, like it takes so long because you
A lot
forget
of
your
pillows.
hammer on one side of the house and then you're on the other side of the house. You're like, I have to go get the hammer. And you're just running all day.
Well, it's
Just
like a
trying to do
hotel.
everything. Yeah, I know. I
They're
know.
big.
Yeah, those are long ones, but they're fun. They're just a little
Oh
different.
my gosh, just the pillows alone, you probably fill one warehouse just with pillow
Oh my
power. I
God.
call it the
Yeah.
pillow power.
I think the one house we staged for you, the 10,000 square foot house in Minneapolis, I counted how many pillows were in there, I believe. I think it was I want to say 150 or
Mhm.
180 pillows we
I
used in
remember
that
that.
house because there were so many windowsills and like they add up so fast because every bed has like eight, and so
Uh-huh.
it's so funny. And yeah, pillows are funny. They take up a lot of room.
They take up a lot of room. The power in the pillow is a real thing.
Yeah.
It is a
Hmm.
real thing. People, especially men, like, why do you have all those pillows on?
I know.
Good.
I know.
Beautiful. That's why.
Yeah.
So if you were to provide people out there, let's just say they are inspired. They're not necessarily ready to sell yet. They're
Mhm.
inspired by the images that they see when they see our listings. They're overwhelmed. A lot of people get overwhelmed, right, by the decluttering process and the editing. We talk about the edit
Yep.
and how you bring a little aesthetic power and change into your space. What would be the three pieces of advice that you would share with people?
Well, decluttering for sure. That's the
Mhm.
number one thing, is just like all the little knickknacks and stuff that,
Yeah.
people love them, but it just, it causes so much clutter in your life too. But
Yep.
just getting a box and putting it away and just kind of starting
Mhm.
that way is really big. The other thing would be paint. Paint is the easiest thing you can do to change a house. Paint
Mhm.
and lighting, I think, are
Oh
the
my
two things
gosh.
that,
Totally.
and it's really not that expensive when you think about it. And just
Mhm.
lightening up the walls and switching out the 1990s light fixtures to just like a $200 light fixture changes a whole room
It
and
really
just updates
does.
it so much. So I think, yeah, decluttering, paint, and then lighting are the main things.
And I really do think, if you even go back to right before you started your business, which is really when things started spiking, where
Yep.
I call it the HGTV effect,
Hmm.
where we were doing some staging, but not to the level that we're doing it now.
Yep.
I would say that the social component, you tell me if you agree, has just, it's like, it was like this and it went like straight up there. There's
Yeah.
this curve that
Yep.
is gone through the moon in
Yes.
terms of the expectation on what people see on this.
Yep.
This is where they're shopping, everybody. And it's shocking how long it takes for a product to sell if
Hmm.
you don't prepare it and stage it for
Yeah.
the audience.
Yep. Yep. It's
Yeah,
all about the picture. It really is.
it
So
really
like,
is.
just even when we're staging, we'll move things around, take a picture with our phone and see how it looks in a picture. And if it looks like, oh, we're seeing the back of a chair,
Uh-huh.
even though in person it looks like that chair should sit where it is, but for a picture, I'm looking at the back of a chair. So now we move the chair. So it's all about the picture. And if you're comparing a house that's staged or even just had a consult
Yeah.
compared to one that hasn't, it's night and day. I mean,
Yeah. It's
seeing a
crazy.
bed that's hardly made, just kind of thrown together versus a perfectly made Macy's looking bed,
Mhm.
it makes the buyer think like, oh, they really, really took really good care of their house
Well,
because
it
they're so
elevates it to luxury.
clear. Mm-hmm. Yep,
It
exactly.
makes it feel like, I always call it the Pottery Barn effect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just that beautiful, and you're surrounding yourself with it every single day. The amount of work involved is extraordinary. So a team of 14, that's pretty powerful. How cool
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Really, really exciting.
Yeah, it's been fun. The one cool thing is Cassie and I, like our first date we went on together, was part of the artisan tour, like 5 years ago, I think it was. And we went to this gigantic house on Lake Minnetonka. I mean, huge. I don't even know the square footage. And it was all like designers created it. And it was just a really fun tour. And it was total full circle is this week we went to do a consult because we're going to be staging it. So I was like, how
Wow.
crazy that this happened when we first started. We didn't know what we were doing. And now we're doing this.
Now you're selling it. Well, you're helping them sell it. You're staging it
Yeah.
to sell.
Mhm. Yep.
Because staging sells. That's what
Yep.
they say.
It really does. Yeah.
So if you were to provide people with kind of a outline of all of the services you offer in a simple way and how they can reach out to you if they want help, whether it's personal, like it doesn't have to be a realtor, right? I'm
Nope.
sure you have people that reach out to you. They're just looking for the decorating component to what you do.
Yeah.
Marries well.
Well,
Like, I mean, it's not just about staging a house. You can live in a
yeah.
space that you just want to personalize and elevate.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We do offer quite a few different things over the years. We've kind of tweaked them a little bit. We don't do full decorating like we used to. It's very time consuming
Right.
and you're bringing in stuff and then people don't like it. So then you're going to return it. And it was more work than we wanted to put into that because we're so fast paced. So one thing we do offer for people that just want to live in a home, we offer consults we're just decorating consults where we'll provide links of what they should buy, where they should put it. We also do a shopping buddy day. So this is
Oh,
mainly Deb
cool.
who does this. And they go a whole day everywhere. And we get discounts all over the place, like 20% off Pottery Barn, I
Mhm.
think 20% off Restoration Hardware. And so you can get those discounts if you use us. And they just go all day shopping, home goods everywhere. And then the people buy the stuff. So it's not like
Right.
us.
They go out and shop.
Yep, they go and shop with us, and then if they don't want something, they can return it, and it makes it a little easier for everyone. But then we tell them where to put it, and people love these. So those are really popular.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then so that's the decorating side. Then for the staging side, we offer consults. We offer occupied stages where people, are living there, but their one sitting room just has a floral couch from 1980, and we got to get rid of some of this stuff. We'll take everything out, put our stuff in only in a few rooms. We do accessory stages where it's just adding greens and arts and pillows and bedding. And then we do the full vacant stages where it's basically the whole house or main level and like a primary bedroom too.
So do you find, have you found a way, do you have a service to get rid of personal
Yeah.
property that people don't know what to do with?
Yep. Yeah. So that's where the moving company can tie in. So I
Right.
have an operations manager who's been a mover for probably 15 years. He's been the logistics guy for a moving company, and he knows exactly what we can dispose of and what we can donate. So he'll know what goodwill it'll take. He'll know exactly how much it'll cost to dispose of a truckload of stuff. And so we can totally do that. And we can have one stop at Goodwill, one stop at Salvation Army, one stop at disposal. And
Yeah, it's
yep.
a real thing. And it's been
Mhm.
more difficult, I think, to get where we used to have donation drop
Yep.
locations that were
Mhm.
more willing to take
Yeah.
personal property. They seem to be
Yep.
quite a capacity right now. So
Exactly.
finding places to put old
Yes.
pieces or pieces that you just don't want anymore is more challenging. So having
Yep.
that lever to pull is super
Yeah.
valuable to
Yeah,
have
I didn't even know
resources.
this before I started the moving company, how easy it was to just dispose of things. So it's not very expensive. I want to say it's like $50 to $100 sometimes for like a half a truckload
Oh,
just to dump it.
wow.
So it's not bad at all. And so many people have so much stuff
Oh my
around that you don't
gosh.
need and no one else wants it. And so yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much stuff, so much stuff. So you've got the decorating consulting, so
Yep.
the basics,
Hmm.
and then you've got the staging component, and then the moving company now.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
And you did
Yeah.
all of that fairly quickly.
Yeah. With 3 kids and a single mom.
Yeah. So I
I've
always,
aged fast in the last couple of years.
no, you look fab. I always ask this question, Jen, how do you find the work-life balance? What's the trick for you?
Well, I was really hard in the beginning. I didn't. I made a lot of sacrifices with
Hmm.
my family. I was probably a little more on edge with them than I should have been. And it was a big learning curve in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then I did go to a therapist and I was like, I need to figure this out because I'm not going to be able to survive. I'm working 24/7 and, working with agents and realtors, they're working 24/7. And so you feel
Mhm.
like you're on call all the time.
Yeah.
And she did a really good thing and said, you need to set boundaries. And when you're done working for the day, you just be done. And I started doing that and it changed my life. Like if
Mhm.
I'm done for the day and I have my kids that night, I won't look at my phone.
Mhm.
It just won't. And it's
Yeah.
caused so much, like taken so much stress off my shoulders. And I'd always feel like I have to respond, but then my kids were yelling at me and I didn't know who to respond to. And it's just, yeah, having a boundary was the best
Good
thing.
for you. The boundary piece is a real thing and it's very hard to honor.
Yes.
So that's so cool that you figured that out. It's
Yep.
just being willing mentally to put
Yeah.
yourself into a mindset that you say it's okay.
Yep.
That the world will
Exactly.
not come to an end.
Yep. I know.
If
I
I get
thought
the
it would.
couch.
I thought, oh my gosh, everyone's going to leave us, but no one has. And they all understand.
my gosh. So when you find the time, are the kids involved with the work? Do they help you?
Yeah, so Grace thinks it's amazing that it's named Decorating with Grace, and Sam and Anna are pretty upset about that. So at my warehouse, I have Sam's storage, like a big sign for the big warehouse part of it. And then I have a big
Cool.
sign saying Anna's accessories for all the accessory rooms. So they have a little
Oh.
part. Sam thinks he's gonna take over the moving company when he's older. And yeah, Anna, I think, is gonna be more the designer. Grace, I think she's going to be a teacher, but yeah, they love helping in the summer. Cassie and Nikki and I all have daughters exactly the same age, and they're little mini me's of us. So it's,
Oh my gosh, how
yeah,
fun. That'd be a
Grace,
great
we
Christmas
kind of
card, by
taken,
the way.
oh my
That'd
gosh,
be
that
great.
would, yeah. Yeah, so we've taken them with, like, once a summer, we'll take them to a stage, just one that we know is going to be a little easier, and they help and they do light bulbs and they just feel like it's such a part of it. And
Oh,
so
that is
cute.
just awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you're an amazing, beautiful person, Jen.
Oh,
And
thank you
I
so much.
think your business and the company that you've designed and built to really, you've designed it for your life and to
Yeah.
help all these people. It's brilliant and just really so fun to watch you grow. So it's been an honor. And I really wanted to share you with everybody on this podcast. And I think it's going to be really cool to share your story. And I hope that everybody reaches out to you if they're
Thanks,
considering
me too.
selling and they're going to
Yeah.
stage or they're looking for a
Mhm.
design opportunity.
Yep.
You're the girl.
You're the
You're the
girl.
one that they should be
Yep.
hiring.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, it's been so fun working with you as well. I just love your team and everyone, and it's just been such a pleasure. It's just been a blast.
Well, that's what it's all about. Teamwork makes the dream
Yep.
work, baby. That's
Yeah.
what I
We
always
work really
say.
well together.
Yeah, I love that. And I just think that it really does take a village. It's just like
Mhm.
raising kids, it's no
Yes.
different. This
Yep.
is a business that requires a village. Not one person can do it alone. You just
Exactly.
can't. It's not
Yeah. And when you
possible.
get perfect personalities that blend really well together, that's the dream for
It
sure.
really is. And it
Yeah.
should be that way for everybody. That would be
Mhm.
my
Yes.
hope for everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it is an honor to have you on the show. Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank
You
you.
have a beautiful day and we'll see you soon. We'll certainly have you on the podcast again.
Perfect. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.